Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? What is up, Dr. Feelgood? David, swinging off the chandelier onto the couch for a Jason coming in from Arizona. What's up, everybody?
What up, Tom?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty fuzzy today. I had a probably had a sleep of five sleep.
All right.
I had a hard
Okay.
time adjusting my bodily temperature.
Hmm. Yep. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's always
Ryan
rough.
left. I don't know where Ryan is. He left me with his kid.
Well, he either went to the gym or he went to the gym or he went to the gym. Maybe went to got some food.
Probably the gym. It's
Yeah.
probably there. We do have a light breeze right now. That's kind of nice. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like just turned the grill off and standing next to it. So sitting next to a grill on all the time. So
How are you guys enjoying where you're at right now? Like how's the rest of the trip been? How's the driving been? How
we
have the
are
dogs been?
we have to. Dogs are fine. I think we have to get the kids. I think the kids needed a break from the heat today. I think we're at that point where they're kind of baked, and
Yeah.
it's showing in their faces a bit.
Yeah.
So we might do bowling today
Okay.
or something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, a day out of the heat, and I'm actually kind of showing it too. Like my skin is like, I don't know, ashy. I'm definitely feeling I could use less sunlight right now for sure.
You're like I could definitely go to like Seattle for a couple of weeks after this.
Yeah,
Just go sit in gray skies. Just
absolutely. How was your
hide
day
from the
today?
sun.
How was your morning?
I don't know what happened, but I woke up like one of those mornings where you just get punched in the face by your alarm. Like I wake up before my alarm like an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, like any number of times, but I didn't wake up at all. And then all of a sudden my alarm just went off and I was like, "Oh crap." Like I'm gonna be like struggling a little bit or a little late this morning. Because normally like I said, I wake up before my alarm, I get here a little early, I have a little bit more time to myself before this show, and that was not today. I feel good though. Like I feel well rested. I didn't stay up too late. I think I stayed up till about 9:20. Um, so yeah. But I think a little bit of it has to do with yesterday was a pretty exhausting but really like good day for me. My clients on the house that I'm finishing, they moved in the first portion of their furniture. And so it was a very long day of being at the house, helping them as they needed. We had a photographer show up and take some pictures. The mom, the dad, the daughter, and the designer and I were all there walking around talking. There was a lot of excitement, a lot of happiness. They had some visitors come over to see the house all finished. And so it was just like one of those long days that were just filled with very good vibes. Like everyone, like they kept sitting in the furniture of the living room, like, and they kept saying, "This house has good vibes," or "This house has a very calming vibe," or something like that. They kept saying, and I don't know, just it made me smile quite a bit. And it was a happy place to be around, and so it's cool. And I think last night was probably like a sigh of relief sleep, you know, when you finish a project.
So the house
I
that
think,
you built, people are picking up the good vibes from it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they can imagine.
exactly. Yep,
Excellent.
yep, yep.
Um, Mama Bear, are my whose electrolytes are out of whack? Mine
Yours.
could be. Yeah, I'm feeling a little baked. we did have an awesome seafood dinner last night.
Oh,
5
nice.
kinds of shrimp, lobster, and crab. That was pretty awesome.
Good stuff.
Filling, easy pass out, but could not get to bed for more than like 30 minutes. So, and I didn't read the page. I am feeling like, despite the general fun of the trip, definitely feeling off my game a little bit
Yeah.
with my
Did you need me to
habits in
send
the
it to you?
morning. I did, but I didn't ask for it.
Got
So
it. Okay. I'll send you tomorrow's.
yeah,
I'll
I have my
I'll send you a
book. My
couple.
book is here somewhere, and I cannot find
Good morning, Caitlin. Oh man. I had fun, Caitlin, last night trolling your brother a little bit. So, it's just always a good time when you can mess with Soggy. Yeah, the kids are hiding it. They're playing with it. Good morning, Dan. How you doing? So do you guys have anything that you guys are
it.
doing this week? Or are you guys just
This
kind of
particular week, this is Kid Zone, keeping the kids together. Pool. Today is like the day when the heat has got to us. Fireworks on Friday, and then me and Ryan are trying to grab some morning time to ourselves when we can before everybody else wakes up. That's what these few days are
yeah.
before we end up
So June and
moving
Ryan
on.
do that today and then he just left?
Ryan was on the ball this morning. I think he woke up around 5
Ryan's a
and
machine.
left the house, which I intended to do, but then I was like, nope, got to get the dogs out before it gets too hot. Uh, so I got the dogs, the kids, myself. So I'm struggling with that wake up
Yeah.
and get right to it mentality, even though I'm on vacation.
So you had too many chores to do and Ryan was like, "Nope, I'm out of here."
Yeah, Ryan set up his boundaries and left. So if that relates to today's reading at all, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah. I can spin off that real quick for you. Today's reading is titled Help Them Become Who They Are. So it's basically about our role, our job as parents being more like suggestive guides and not, you know, not dictators or anything like that, not being disappointed in the things that they become, but more so helping put them in places where they can test things out. They can go through, different sports, different activities, different arts, different jobs, different careers, and just helping them helping them find who they are. And I think a lot of us here could relate that, that that almost that doesn't happen right away for a lot of us, and it changes throughout your life. Like you could find that, uh, in your early years, you want to be an artist or a teacher, and then in your later years, you want to switch to the other. I
Which is something that makes money.
sorry, I didn't mean to hit too close to home, but I took your examples.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to go with that. I'm thinking, should I start with my parents or start with the way that we're parenting? Um, I would say that me and Kristen had this discussion on the drive up here. Um, that our main priority is getting the kids to be able to try new things. So
Yeah.
it's like we got 3 kids. Rhea, come on. Sorry, dogs.
Good morning, bro. Fit. Good morning. Good
Um,
morning.
like we got that down pretty good. Sometimes to the detriment of our budget, and that's something that we've done before that has caused us a little bit of short-term pain, especially with monthly budgets, not necessarily yearly budgets.
Yeah.
all three girls are doing something different, and that's our main priority right now, is making sure that they're into something, and we will cut out whatever we have to do to keep that going. As far as like limiting me, whatever me and Kristen want to do, kids come first, just so they have something that they're able to do instead of just coming home after school and doing nothing. That's where we're at. Growing up, had some good talks with my parents this particular week, that like we grew up doing mostly sports. That was like the backbone of our childhood. And that's caused Kristen and I to look beyond that into like what else can kids do beyond just sports, or
Mm-hmm.
how can we spend our summers together that's not traveling to tournaments. Don't eat the flowers. Hey. um, and one of the questions I brought up with my parents is, like, if we had grown up not doing sports and maybe we had more of like a traveling childhood, would that have caused Kristen and I to be like, okay, we traveled when we were kids, let's try sports this summer, right?
Mm.
Or with our kids. So a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit of what we do and kind of how it might have been different.
yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think like that of the difference. So we're very similar. We offer, anything to the kids they want. There was a good amount of time where we'll bring out that little local community, uh what's it called, like rec center brochure, like the summer camps kind of thing. We'll go through it with the kids and circle a couple of them and see which ones will work. I think we haven't done that in a while, but Amy just started up this year, so she's got, Bentley doing swim lessons. I think she was talking about some other type of lesson too, but and then Brooklyn in a cooking class. Bailey's always doing something. Like Bailey's running her own life right now, and she's doing a dang good job. And I think part of that, I guess I could say, is if I were to go back in time, we've put Bailey in a lot of stuff over the years, and kind of filtered through all the stuff. Like she was really good at a lot of stuff, but nothing really stuck for a while until cheerleading and swim. And she's invested the most time in those two. And I think those are her things right now. Um, a little bit of drama, like theater, not like girl drama. And yeah. So I think it makes sense, like we did that throughout her childhood, and she went through a couple of things, and now she's found her place. And now I think it's easier for her to say, like, oh yeah, I did that. I didn't do that, but, like, maybe I wish I did. And she still has time to, add, change, or delete, which I like that. Like, I like what Mama Bear said, like, I'm still trying to find out, like, same here. I don't think I did a lot of stuff when I was growing up. I played t-ball, baseball, like almost my entire childhood. And then I stopped when the pitches started getting thrown a little too hard for me. And then I kind of just abstained from stuff for quite some time. Did a little basketball, a little tennis, but it- I don't know. I don't think I ever really found anything else. I think I just found, friends and hanging out and mischief and trouble. And then I went down that path. And yeah, I'm still kind of poking around right now. I think that's what led me to like this and V friends and community. And but yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I stand on that one.
I think I have a good little roster of things I'm into, but I'm also constantly interested in what else can come next. Personally, archery was a big one that I loved,
Hmm.
but burnt out quickly, even though I have the stuff. But like that was just very relaxing. and at some
Yeah.
point can feed my family. A question that I was thinking of while you were talking uh, about you and your kids was what was like what was the biggest crash and burn of either your childhood activities or whatever, or the ones that you got your kids into? Mine was probably Boy Scout camp. It was terrible. Like it just went really bad for me. And then for my girls, I would say anything that was like dance related seemed to burn out really fast.
Huh. So for sure for Bentley, it was T-ball. We started him too early and he didn't like it at all. So he went only a couple of games and he spent almost the entire game like crying, or he would just walk off the field, or if they brought him onto the field, he would just sit down on the ground. Um, so that was for sure for Bentley. Brooklyn, surprisingly enough, it was art class, and I don't know why. Like, because she's an artist, like that's her thing. She's always loved doing that. There must have been something about this art class, but it was only like a 4-week class, and she went to like two of them. And the second one was so rough that like Amy getting her there, that I just kind of told Amy, I'm like, look, don't worry about it. It's just a 4-week class. It's not like, you know, it's not a ton of money. I don't want you guys like, I was literally watching them fight over like going to this class, and I was like, that's not
Mm.
worth it. Um, and I don't know for Bailey. Bailey's always been pretty good at stuff. So she's been pretty good at trying stuff and trying them for a good amount of time, sometimes arguably like too long. Um, I think the one thing that I didn't like the most with that Bailey did, but she liked it for a while, is like the private gym cheerleading, like where you do like more dance routines and competitions,
Mm.
just because it was almost like it reminded me of like also when she did gymnastics, but I think that was a little bit more successful. But it was so crowded in there. There were so many kids, and it was so hard for parents to view. It was very demanding, very expensive, and it's like they do all this work hour after hour, day after day, and then all of it adds up to like a 3-minute routine that you as a parent can barely see because you're in a crowded stadium or gym trying to watch them.
Yeah, yeah. Anything like gymnastics always enraged me. Uh, and yeah, anything where it was just like very non-participatory for parents, where they were just kind of like if I don't gymnastics specifically comes to mind. It was just expensive and so much going on, and it was either you were put into two camps. You're here for fun, or you're gonna get good and make us money. That's kind of the feeling
Yeah.
that I walked away from that. That's something that I'm really glad that they are not doing anymore.
Oh, I know, and the other one is Bailey in soccer. Yeah, so she did 1 year when she was really young, and she didn't like it because she was small, and the kids were very pushy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we had a couple of like, of those like wild parents on the outside, like kind of yelling and stuff like that, and a couple of like just strong arm type of kids. And then she skipped like 9 years, and then she went into like higher level soccer, and she did okay, but she just didn't have any of the skills. She just was on a very skilled team. So yeah, that was probably the one, was soccer for Bailey.
I would say specific. We're kind of in soccer's definitely Kira's thing. I would say the the team itself definitely matters.
Yeah.
Um, like the team makeup. She's on a great team right now. We're trying to find a good place where they can be challenged, which is challenging in itself. I'm really excited for Mama Bear with your family big wheels. I want to talk about that because that seems like the best activity ever.
Big wheels.
Yeah, adult big wheels. Let's
Yeah,
go. They need
yeah,
replacement back wheels. Dom, you do know what a big wheels is, right? Before we continue here.
yeah. It's like the little like tricycle thing
Yeah, with the
as
plastic back
kids.
wheels. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and what's funny is like they were pretty like normal and standard and like cool, but nothing too special when we were kids. And then now you see kids like kind of like what's the word, like sliding on them, like turning corners and like spinning around and doing all kinds of like crazy shit in
Yeah,
those
drifting,
things. Like they're a little bit more intense
drifting
now.
bikes. Um, what was? Where did we get to? I'm trying to retrace our conversation back to our question of where we're sharing things that we're getting our kids into, right? That's where we went to.
Well, we were talking about failures, the failure stuff, the
All
stuff that
right.
they did that they failed at.
Yeah, the experience failures. Bikes is a big one.
Drifting, that was the word I was looking for. Yeah,
Yeah.
drifting.
What is Dom and the chat? Since we talked about failures, what's like the ultimate thing that you want you get your kids into that hopefully they stick with?
Uh, I mean, mine
That's
is
my you can think about that. We can talk about big wheels
drifting.
until you get that answer.
Uh, Motorcycle team, not big wheels. I don't know. I mean, I really like Bailey in swim. I'm really liking her and her friendships right now. Like I want her to find people and keep people in her life. Like I definitely put a higher value on her friendships than anything. I kind of wish that for my other two as well, because they're lacking more than she is. But I know that at that age she was lacking. So it's more friendships with kids in our area. Like Ryan has a completely different situation with the way that he lives and where he lives, but friendships is all about what the parents put into it. So I know it's like for us, we got to schedule the play dates, we got to schedule the after school stuff, we got to schedule the get-togethers for Brooklyn and Bentley. Um, I think that's what I want most for my kids. I think it's just because it's the thing that I look back and I regret the most from my own childhood is some of those lost relationships or some of those missed opportunities with relationships and friendships. It's not sports based.
So the kid community kind of is where.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I can connect to that a little bit.
Like it's
Um,
hard because like as parents, like we like you guys know that I have like this friend group that we're hanging out with. So the adults get along really well, but the kids are a little mixed and a little different in age. So some of it, if I feel like I'm forcing my kids to hang out with their kids because I like the parents, right? And we like, we like each other. The kids get along well enough, but my kids are probably the farthest off in age to the other people's kids. So it's a stretch for my girls. Bentley's in the age group.
um, yeah. I was going more
I
towards
like
like
that, bro.
community based, but I like how you went in that direction instead. The community that's built around the things they do does not matter what they do as long as they're building their character. So, thank you for that reminder, Mama Bear. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I was thinking like initially when I asked that question, I was like, what's something that I want my kids to enjoy doing? And like the one thing that came to my mind was like I want them to want to go back to places that we go. And
Oh,
I
okay.
think that has to do just because it's like this is like our first summer that we're like not visiting family and we're away from home. Sorry, we're visiting family, we're away from home, but in a different area. Like kind of like build up a roster of places that they'd want to go back to when they're older or next year or whenever. Um,
Are you guys the type of people like you and Kristen that you go places and you either A, like never want to go there again because maybe it's like was so good that you're like, okay, that one's done, that one's stamped. But like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that way. Like I go a place and I'm like,
It couldn't
I
get any
sit there,
better than this.
I sit there and try to think if I should go back or not. Like Sedona's one I want to go back to because I don't feel like I really scratched the surface of it, mostly because of the heat.
Yeah. Also, the time of year definitely matters. Um, there's no place that we've been to that I know what you're asking. Is like, is there any place where it's like it's so awesome you don't want to ruin it, right? It's like you don't want to go back and like have a different
Yeah, we
experience. Is
had
that
such a
kind of where
great
you're?
time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to think about it. No, we don't have a place like that. Um,
Like I had a pretty amazing time in Belize for a family vacation. We did quite a bit. We stayed at a really nice place. Like we kind of like went above and beyond on the like expenses. And like I don't know that we could do that again or need to do that again. In fact, my parents invited me to go again. Uh shoot, was it this year? It was either this year or last year, and we passed on it. It was this year. We passed on it mostly because we had these other trips planned to Sedona and Palm Springs and they kind of slacked on planning it. And so we were just like, "Oh no, we're not going to go. We're doing these other trips." But I remember that vacation as being pretty tops. So I was like, we did what I think that we didn't need to
um,
do more.
yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of a time of a place that we would not want to go to, but it's like I think it's such a great question. I would say that I think the thing that I hope for the most is like we had a really good March trip up to Estes Park here in Colorado, where it was just very relaxing, and we had some good connection time. And I think instead of like not wanting to go back to another place, I think my attitude is more like I really hope we can have this kind of experience somewhere else, or
Hmm.
maybe in a different area.
Yeah, or my other question is like, would you ever want to find a place where it's like, oh, this is the place. Let's just go here
Like all the time.
all the time, every vacation or, 3 times a year. Like my buddy Scott, like that's his place. His place is Cabo, like Cabo, Mexico. Like that's like his vacation spot. Like he really doesn't go anywhere else. Like in fact, he went to Palm Springs earlier this year and he was telling me before it that it was going to be very confusing for him, because he's basically never gone anywhere that wasn't Cabo for the last like 5 to 10 years. And it wasn't like his family vacation of origin when he was a kid. It was actually his wife's. Like her dad loved that place. So when they first got together, she would take him up there and he just fell in love with it because he's a big fishing guy and they have really good fishing out there and he just really enjoys like he was sending me pictures and videos all week long of his kid who's 6 or 7 fishing on the beach catching fish and all that stuff. Oh, we lost Jason. All right, well anyways, I'm still telling the story. So that's his lifestyle is they found a place that they love and they absolutely have a great time going there. They've developed relationships with someone who owns a property out there so they get really good deal and it's really set up for them the way that they want and dialed in and they just look forward to it. I think he goes almost 3 times a year, I think twice with his family and like he has a May trip and then a Thanksgiving trip and then he will usually go another time with work relationships. So I wonder if anyone has anything like that. We have some other friends that their big thing is lake camping. Like so they bring their boat and their jet skis and they camp by the lake and then they do all the lake sports and that's like a recurring summer trip that we jumped on the last 2 years, but we skipped this year. Yeah, I guess Jason had a hard out at 6 o'clock. I'm still here, but we're gonna wrap this. We're gonna wrap this baby up. Today is Wednesday. We got GMV friends, Twitter space in a little bit. Hopefully, I'll see you guys there. Brofit. I don't know what your workout schedule's like. You could feel free to always jump in here and say, "Hey, I'm working out in an hour." You're a day one supporter of us, so you are more than welcome to drop a little plug or shill a little show in the morning and let everybody know that you can be found. My family's idea is to stay together in the same house, adults and kids, cooking and swimming and hang. Yeah, see, we have plenty of trips like that too. You rent a big giant Airbnb, you all stay together, you go grocery shopping. Like I love those trips too. Um, we've been just doing hotels with this friend group. They're big Hilton people, so doing big Hilton rooms and but we do the same thing. Like we one or two nights we'll bring all the families over. We'll all cook, we'll all eat, we'll all hang out, play cards, whatever. But it's a good time when you're all in the house together. It can also be pretty chaotic, but yeah. Uh, Dr. Feelgood is generational grown-up movies. Let the rock and tree get the experience. Yep, 100%. All right, everybody. Hey, it's our friend Deepest. How's it going, man? Haven't seen you in a bit, which is no problem at all. Thanks for checking in. How you doing? You are you are coming in again at the end of the show, but what's up, man? How's it been going? How you been doing? Like we said in the past, oh, getting better. I love that. Like I want to remind you, like our show starts 30 minutes earlier, and and but you're more than welcome to come and join in and talk with us in the morning. Appreciate that. Clients this morning and then working out with the new AZVF community. Ooh, nice. Good stuff, buddy. Um, and you joined at the end too. Yes, I'm sorry. We're ending this show, but we'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Pacific time, because that's my time zone. So that's when I'm gonna put it in. It's just a quick 30-minute show. We chatted up. Uh so yes, since I'm EST, I'm usually sleeping when you're about to end. Something like that. Yep, exactly. But like I said before, we go all day on Twitter. You can find us anywhere, all of us in here. Our presence is bigger on Twitter than it is here on Twitch. So this is just for the morning show. This is for the chat. This is so we can talk back and forth. But you could find us. Um, what's the name? I think it's Daily Dads. Let me just check it real quick. I don't know what it is. The Daily Dad, maybe. I don't know what these guys titled it as. Jason just left, but find us over there. You can find Mama Bear there. You can find my friend Dr. Feelgood there. My friend Brofit. I'm Dom Ruse. What's my name? I don't know what my name is on Twitter, but that's my name here on Twitch. But yeah, come over. Come over, hang out. We can chat a little bit more. All right. Everybody, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Again, happy Wednesday. Have a good week. I hope everybody's doing well. And hit me in the DMs if you want to continue the conversation anywhere. And if not, we'll just see you tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Thank you. Love you. Oh, I was about to end the stream without music. What's happening, bro? Here we go. Pop that.